Hey guys, welcome to Seas Get Degrees. I'm your co-host Chad, the most awesome host of the most awesome show out there. And I am sitting here with a good buddy of mine for 8 years. Tell him your name, bud.
James Hickman. We're in Wausau, sitting in the park, just chilling, having fun, watching people walk around out in the rain, enjoying spring.
Yeah, it's actually like May 15th, 16th, I don't know, somewhere in there. It's the weekend before Memorial Day. He's being nice, haul at say this, and I'm going to be funny because I'm a single guy, but there was a nice, pretty gal running with her baby wagon in a day that's raining with short shorts on. So, sorry, gals, I'm a guy.
And let me tell you, it looked beautiful.
We're both single. We can sit here and shoot the shit and say, great scenery, guys, on the river, look at the trees, and then, oh, look at the fine mama.
Let me tell you, how should I say it? She sure scored 100 there.
She wasn't worried about rain, and let's just say next time she comes around, I'm going to offer an umbrella. Of it, guys, but this is actually going to be the first podcast, and I'm going to kind of go into different ones. It's going to say the different ones are going to be first podcast, but this is going to be a fun one, and what's going to do is we're going to have a couple different episodes with him on. Split them up. We're going to go business the next go round. There's actually going to be about 4 parts here. First one, we're going to be goofy like here. Second one is about focus, business mentality. It's going to be a 3-step thing. It's going to be pretty much goal dreaming, strategy. It's going to be kind of heavy on the first one with stocks and stuff. Second one's going to be leverage. And built into that one will be a little bit of strategy on top of that. So these are going to be, this one's going to be goofy. Funny, just old stories back in the day. The other 2 are going to be very heavy. It's for all you business-minded people that like that shit. And that's where we're going to go in depth on that one. So it's going to be a part 1, part 2, part 3, whatever it is on that. But stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to break them up for different episodes. But yeah, no, we're sitting here in Wausau, Wisconsin, or some of you out-of-staters would say Wausau, Wisconsin. We got a northern accent going here because that's where we're from. We talk like we're from the, Canada, eh?
It's funny here, just to throw in a little bit. When I go down and visit my brother down in Central Ohio, he left Wisconsin 13 years ago. He says, "Oh, you Wisconsin guys come down here and we think you talk like Canadians." Well, not quite, but you can still tell a difference between a Canadian and us guys.
Yeah, we're drinking some mocha here, some our local gas station joints called Quick Trips.
Best in the nation, dude.
Yeah, they have the best coffee, but with COVID, man, they're doing full service on the coffee cup. So sometimes it's cool to have patience. Sometimes, like us, where we want to record stuff, we just grab the old Starbucks and water and whatever and go from there. So no, we're going to be sit back, relax. We're going to figure out where he's from. Obviously, we're going to say in a different podcast how he got raised up and business-wise, but this is just going to be some goofy old stories from the past. Kind of repeat some stories from the second podcast coming up, and just kind of be goofy of what the dumb shit that we accomplished when we were together. We'll say it that way.
There you go.
And mind you, there's going to be some... oh, there she is again, man. She's making a loop. Hey, the scenery is even better with the girl in front.
Now she's coming back.
All right, cool. And you guys got an umbrella? I would, walk up, be like, "Hey, pretty lady, can I please give you an umbrella? You look like you're wet." I think there's probably... We can go on multiple stories here of it. I think the big one for me... I think I got 2 good ones. Maybe 3 that were involved with it. Obviously, you guys are going to figure out in a different podcast here that I was divorced and I used to live in western Wisconsin with number 1, and I'm not going to keep repeating that, but shit hit the fan, blah, 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 blah. I'm in eastern Wisconsin now, but Jim was the guy that would keep my head straight, keep me focused, and pretty much was that guy that my ex-wife hated because, ex-wife wanted control. He taught me business. and we kind of flew on a separate page here. So, all of it though, we got three, I'm going to say 2 good stories, and then he can throw another good one on recently. We're going to bring terms up like buggy community, Mennonite, Amish, all that fun stuff. We're going to break it down here quick. Obviously, where he grew up, where I used to live, we have, 3 colonies?
About 7 to 9 colonies now, I believe. They popped up and split up and really are moving around.
Yeah, so there's 3 types of them. There's the Amish, which you guys, typical horse and buggy, no power, no nothing. They do have power. We'll just keep that one quiet. There's steel wheel Mennonites. There's black vehicle Mennonites.
Yep.
Is there a white vehicle Mennonites?
No, basically the steel wheel Mennonites would be call themselves the old order Mennonites. The black vehicle or the horning Mennonites, I don't know where them terms ever come from, but that's what they tell the community. Then you have your modern Mennonites, I guess.
And great family. They're all very well respected. A lot of them, obviously, they're like white people, so they have some good and bad. But
awesome farming business techniques.
Oh yeah, they're phenomenal people to be around. So we're not bashing anything on it. It's just funny stories with doing it. So I think probably we start with that one that he was telling me when we were eating pizza here. So he's kind of laughing at. When did this occur?
It occurred about 2:00 this morning, to be honest with you. It was totally funny as hell. First off, I had I'm a business person. Saturday came around. We're expecting an 1.5 inch of rain on Sunday, so I had to wind things up, slow things down. We wanted to get some fishing in. Well, that didn't happen. Well, one of my older buddies, he's a little lonely. He has cancer, and he's like, "Hey, come on over. Let's play some cards and eat some pizza and chill out." So me and 2 buddies went over there. We were hanging out for a few hours, watching a couple shows and having a good time. Then all of a sudden, back into business here. I have some real estate investment and some tenants. All of a sudden, getting some texts from the tenants that there was some drama going on, and they had to call the cops. And I was getting notified with that. And it was getting late. I was like, "Do you know what, guys? Time to go home." So I told the other guys, "Hey, I'm leaving." My buddies decided to stay the night with our friend, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to sneak over and check up on my rental and talk to the cops after the show was over. Interesting show anyways. There, the guy ran like hell from the cops, never got caught. Funny. But on my way over there, back to our old school Amish Mennonite buddies, I'm on my way to the rental unit to check out, be sure everything's under the lid. The Mennonites and Amish have their youth group parties once a week, Friday night and Saturday night, and shucks, there'll be 150 of the young people from 16 to mid 20s, 30s, and they have buggies and bikes, and they take the whole road up. And it's a rodeo show, and they don't understand the safety about a vehicle, but you just try to be as safe as possible. Well, they had their let out, and I'm on the side street right off the main county road. I'm coming up and around in the corner, and there's like 20 of them there at the stop sign, and I'm just going, brights on. One dude pulls out in front of me at 500 feet ahead, and I'm like, geez, man, that's pretty unsafe. So I tap the brakes and I pull her down to about 40, 45, and then at about 100 feet, 150 feet, second dude pulls right out just casually, like he's owning the road, like nobody's around. And then there's 2 of them just freaking right in my lane, side by side. I swerve to the left. I clamp the brakes up, swerve to the left lane. The dude in the left swerves into the left lane to let me go between them. The dude in the right swerves right to the left too. No way to go. Lock the tires up, squealing and everything, and thump. 30 miles an hour, hit the guy square on the back tire in his ass, sent him flying into the ditch. It looked funny as hell. I felt so bad. I called 911. Pulled to the side of the road, slipped my phone in my pocket. This is the funny thing. The dude comes running up, says, "Hey, are you all right?" I said, "I'm fine." I said, "Who did I hit?" He said, "You hit me." Well, funny thing is, My phone's in my pocket. 911's on the line. Nobody knows. We get out, check out his bike, check out the car. Not a scratch on the dude. Just a little roughed up feathers and smears on his cowboy boots. And smashed back tire, and these young guys, they're slick and cool. He had his $3,000 new style bike so he can bike, in 10 miles to see his girlfriend. And total back end was creamed. I rolled right over the back end of his bike, smashed. And then pretty soon the whole show shows up, the rest of his buddies, so there's 50 of them there taking up all 2 lanes of traffic. We got shit figured out, and we got on our way. Well, I climbed back in the car. Guess what? Who's yelling back in the phone? 911. It's like, what the hell are you here for? Oh, we've been listening to the conversation the whole time. Please set on the side for the cops. So I was halfway down the road then, so I turned around, came back. Cops showed up. By then, the bike was gone. Everybody was gone. And told the cop the quick story. He's like, I said, nothing happened. Everybody's good. I said, forget about it. He's like, nope. Who was that? I said, I don't know. I said, it's the buggy up the road picked him up. He says, okay. He says, I'll meet you at the tire shop down the road. He goes up, pulls the buggy over, asks, says, hey, what's going on? They said, oh, nothing, just heading home. He says, come on, guys, what happened tonight? Oh, nothing. We're just on our way home. He says, guys, some circus happened. He says, what happened? So they told him. Anyways, the young 18-year-old kid, second time he got hit with a vehicle in a year. About 3 miles away as the crow flies on State Highway 29, he got thumped by a drunk driver at 2 in the morning. Now I thump him. Anyways, poor guy. Good kid. The cop just cited him for failure to yield and stop at a stop sign, let him go, warned him, hey, it's dangerous out there, be cautious, be careful. Came back, showed up by me, he says, the dude knows you. I said, what the hell? I said, I don't know him. He says, well, all them guys in the buggy said they know you. I said, well, okay. He says, got his information. He says, you guys, everything's going to be taken care of. So that was my rodeo show for the night in rural western Wisconsin. So if you ever see the old, how should we say it, Chad? Basically the old school type of peoples from the 1800s to the 1900s. They're good, hard-working people. Just be a little careful so you don't give somebody a little thumping in the back of the buggy or the back of the bike. I mean, everything came out cool this time.
Yeah, they know about cars. They know how to operate cars, even though they technically don't know how to do it. But
they're not supposed to drive, but they know how.
Yeah, but they like the roost. They like to rule the road. So yeah, if you see any black, square it up, kind of trim with a little silver around it, and then some big black, dark brown quarter horses, I'm gonna say boarding horses. Exactly. You're dealing with probably one of 3 kinds of the colonies, either the Amish, the steel wheel Mennonites, or the New Testament Mennonites, which are the black trucks. So very good people, very friendly, very good everything. Like, no, he has no bad things to say about them. I have no bad things to say about them. Actually, they probably operate a business that's probably better than the typical white guys, what they call us around by us. They call us normal people white people. It's just they're white too. It's their lingo. So,
and the thing about it is they're the old school, all the way back to the old school. Their way of, some of them have modernized, but their business, they are really hard working. They have a bunch of kids. They have some good business principles, hard work and ethic business principles. So they're hard working guys.
Yeah.
They've really built, honest to you, around us, around from where you came up and started in the seed dealership all the way over to me, that whole hour-and-a-half stretch. Look at the economy they've helped build. Look at look at just all the businesses they bring that helps the local market. I mean, they've built Midwestern Wisconsin phenomenal.
I was going to say, you pretty much, obviously you got some colonies of Amish over in Shawano, about half hour west of Green Bay. There's some down in Platteville, but I mean, there's some, the heart of it, there's some hot spots in the state, the best way I'm explaining it, but the core Mennonite / Amish are what? You draw a line from Eau Claire to Marshfield to Wausau and across, pretty much?
Pretty much, yeah. I was going to say yes, probably Cadott. Yes. Lake Wissota. Yep, you're right. That's a good circle. You bet.
Yeah, Chippewa Falls, where some of you guys know Leinenkugels is from. That's the good western border of it.
Yep.
Obviously, Wausau.
Wausau would be the other eastern border.
Yep. South would be Marshfield. That's where Marshfield Clinic is directly out of. And then north, I would say probably Medford, which is a...
Medford, up into Merrill.
Dude, that's where Tombstone's from, ain't it?
Tombstone, yes, sir.
Yeah, hey, Tombstone Pizza, guys, Medford, Wisconsin. It's a backwoodsy thing. Town of what, 1,200 people? But
5,000.
But yeah, no, it's a lot of these rural, deep heart country where a lot of the city folk would say drive-through communities or drive-by towns. A lot of the Mennonites come take their cash from Pennsylvania, Ohio, and come up here and buy land. But that's one story. I would say we have two more good ones here, and we can just sit here and laugh, and he can kind of run parallel with a lot of these because obviously he's a guest on it. I'm just kind of sorry I'm taking over my own podcast, but
go for it, man. Go for it. I don't care. This is both of us.
I was gonna say, you remember that meeting we went to about the markets with my old employer?
Oh yes, that was funny as hell. Chad was being a little smartass there, but you know what? It proved a point, and it was cool. I'll go for it, man.
So back in the day, I used to run a district for Pioneer, which is now Cortava, whatever it is. It's Bayer and DuPont, which was Pioneer Seed, DuPont Chemicals, all that, the fun big company stuff, and then Bayer Chemicals, which is owned like Bayer Pharmaceuticals, all that fun stuff. They joined together and they became Cortava, whatever the new name is. I ran a rep district for Western Wisconsin, and we had some select meetings where growers would come in, and reps from Stewart Peterson, which was a brokerage firm, would sit there and talk and kind of show here. So back in the day, though, I used to work for multiple insurance companies back in Western Wisconsin, and actually what happened was the background of this was, we have a broker for Stewart Peterson.
That's what we went for.
Into my competitor's meeting that ended up being my boss's down the road. But so we walk in, and they knew I was there. And what happened? We sat through the meeting in the front, and I was being watched like a hawk.
Oh, they had all their microscopic tuned in on Chad, and he wasn't doing nothing. He was just chilling, just listening, following it. We didn't even eat any snacks or nothing there because we just wanted to be, keep it low key.
Yeah, and grab some information, and then kind of joking around with them and say, hey, okay if I leave a card, and some says yeah, some says no, whatever. And the head man said, I don't care what you do, these are my customers. He goes, I'm not too concerned about it. You remember that talk?
Yep.
So he had his two boys there with his other co-workers, and on the way out, I ended up leaving a little stack of business cards, and halfway through the door on the second set of doors, the son come running after me and say, hey, you left my business cards here. And I'm like, oh, sorry. Thanks for letting them know. And what did we do? Run out. Well, ended up being, the funny part behind it was the broker that invited us was their head broker, and ended up losing the account multi-millions worth because he invited a competitor to the meeting. It's not really a funny story, but the funny part was that those same people ended up buying the insurance agency I worked for. And they came to me after, and I kind of got all nuts and, kind of shooked up and stuff because I'm like, oh shit, I caused a big scene already. And they said, hey man, we love the ruthlessness of that. We know you got some nuts. We want to keep you on. So just remember, people, on that one, if, I don't want to say when, there's going to be a time in your life when you just kind of have to flex your nuts to your competitors. And I'm just, guys or girls, you know what I'm talking about. It's getting a little pair. Words out of Jim's mouth was, oh my God, your competitor come running after you with business cards. Man, you got a set of fucking nuts.
Steel balls.
Oh man, that was funny. That one, I got my head chewed out when I got home on that one from Queen Bee, dead Queen Bee, whatever. The other funny story is we like entertainment just like everybody. Western Wisconsin, we went to go see Ozzy Ozborne, actually.
Ozzy Ozborne.
Came to a local casino, super cheap tickets, played outside, and what was there, about 10,000 people there?
Yeah, it was maxed.
And he can
so,
go on the story here.
Well, you go ahead. You pick it up. I'll fill in.
Yeah, so we lined up. We had, the whole assortment of crowds there. Obviously, you have Ozzy, and there's going to be some bikes, there's going to be some chicks, there's going to be some pot, there's going to be some alcohol, whatever you want to name it was at that environment.
Oh, yes. Good old time. Good old Wisconsin, Minnesota line time.
Yeah, and what was it, late August?
Late August, yep. Early fall. Yep.
Beautiful weather. And we ended up going to the concert, and here's this little shit next to me. Haven't been to a big concert. You went to small stuff, but
I always went to small, but nothing big.
All of a sudden, I've been to multiple concerts growing up, so all of a sudden I see this deer in the headlight looks where the eyes get real big, and he's like, "Oh my God, there's so much money here," and that was just the opening band. He's like, "Is this Ozzy?" I'm like, "No, dude, you got 2 more to go." What? And all of a sudden, we're on the grass seats, and the group of 7 people come creeping up.
Yeah. They just made themselves at home right there. Good for them.
Where were they all from? Bemidji?
Bemidji, Brainerd. The one was in insurance background. So
yeah.
You guys clicked with them, and I just got done owning a piece of property in Brainerd, so we had a good connection there.
And husband and wives and brothers and whatever. It was just a good group of people that had kids, whatever. It was just date night for them, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
And
there was a single guy there.
Yeah. I ended up going through a few concerts, and the sound kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and Jim looks at me, he's like, "Dude, what is it going to sound like when Ozzy gets on here?" I'm like, "It's Ozzy. It's going to sound great." 40 years of experience with the coolest, sexiest motherfucking guitar sound.
Exactly, because I've never been to an Ozzy concert in Western Wisconsin. In Wisconsin.
And this is all you guys that are metalheads. Zakk Wylde was the guitarist there, and I've seen him twice live, and he's the coolest.
He was good.
Chillest freaking live guitar player you ever see find. And all of a sudden, it's 9 o'clock at night, and dun 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 dun, Ozzy comes in with, his old school music, and all of a sudden it gets black, and then, what was the words out of here? We're at or it's like, "I'm Ozzy Osbourne, and we're gonna fucking rock and roll," or whatever it was, whatever the intro was. And he opened up with "Bark at the Moon," and it was just a vroom. It just, you came on stage, he cranked that bitch up to 10, and just one lick from Zakk, you knew it was on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was, it was phenomenal.
And that's not even the funny part. The funny part is him, pretty much like Ozzy would have a guitarist coming in, and Zakk would come and play solos and stuff. Well, the group of people in front of us that were from Brainerd had a few influences that night. Had some Liquid, had some Earth influence.
Good hits.
And enjoying the night very well. And all of a sudden, we're looking back, and what was one of the wives saying?
Oh, one of the wife of the one cool guy was saying, "I hate bitches. I hate women." And I said, "What the hell?" I said, "Chill out." I said, you're a lady too." She says, "I don't give a shit." She says, "None of them act right." She says, "None of them are level-headed and even keel." And I was like, "Okay." I said, "Well, shucks, I'm single. I'm still looking for a hot, good, chick to date." And she says, "Well, your picking's few and far between." I was like, "Geez, and where'd that come from?" Well, then she says, "That's why I hang around with all you guys." And let me tell you, she was a Midwestern chick, cool, down to earth, perfect. So we kept on hitting it off with, just as a group and everything, having a good time. Next thing I know, what was she on? What was she having? She was I don't know if it was beer or what, but she was slamming her on her third or fourth, and next thing she was...
Oh, no, dude, no, they fucking stashed Jack Daniels in their clothing.
That's what it was. I knew it was something.
Yeah, you did get patted down on this one, and yeah, they dug, but somehow she had Jack Daniels hidden somewhere that they couldn't pat. And they were taking shots of soda and Jack Daniels, and I couldn't even tell you. They were toasted before they even got there, but all of a sudden, what did she do?
She starts dancing, making out with the single guy, her husband's buddy that was single brought along, right in front of her husband. It was so funny. Everybody was just cheering her on.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, what are you doing that for? And she's like, what? No, these were good shits. They're all like, I'm low 30s. Jim's a year or two ahead of me, but no, they're good people. They're husband and wife. A lot of them are married, so I mean, she wasn't going anywhere. But
no, she wasn't. No, she was just having a good old fun. And hey, that's Wisconsin.
yeah. And the thing with the place it was at was Treasure Island Casino, and some of you guys in Minnesota, I know you're going to download this, and some people in Wisconsin are like, well, where the fuck is Treasure Island? All right, so if any of you guys been to the Twin Cities, what happens is Treasure Island Casino is actually in Red Wing, Minnesota.
Yep.
Just over the border from Hager City / Prescott, all that stuff. So it's actually pool number 3 and pool number 4 from Mississippi River. But they actually have, it's like a mini Vegas there. They have huge hotels, huge everything, and they actually outbid concerts downtown St. Paul, downtown Minneapolis, so they actually get them down at the casino. Well, the best part wasn't even the girl. It was actually on the way out where we were waiting, and then all of a sudden Zakk Wylde, we're like, who the hell is in that bus? Remember that bus that flew right by us?
Yes.
And all of a sudden they had the lights on, and Zakk Wylde was pulling his fucking pants off down, and then they noticed he was changing, so they flipped the lights off while they were flying by traffic.
He was being escorted with 4 cops. They had the lights on, and he's freaking changing his pants, and we could see him from the outside.
It was one of those like wheelchair vans, and here he's just wide open, fucking Zakk, freaking pantsless, sitting in the thing with Ozzy and whoever else going in their private jet. So good times on that one. Like, it was the loudest outdoor. It was an outdoor venue, guys. So I mean, like, big time grassy. And Jim was kind of funny. He's like, how loud is this going to be? I said, it's going to be an amazing blend, which it was.
Oh, yeah, it was.
And they let the guitars rip. I think, what did he have, like 12 amps up there?
At least, yeah. Oh, yes, he had a good one.
And all you musical people understand that, but the people that haven't been to a lot of concerts. So we call them stacks. So in a guitar amp, you have you have your amplifier, which is long, small rectangular control panel for your speakers. Then you have a half a stack, which is like a 2 12-inch subs in a box. And then you have a full stack, which is too big, so it's 4 speakers, or 2 speakers stacked on top of each other. What was that? Stack of 3 freaking 5 wide on one side, and another stack on the other side?
Exact. Yes. Yep.
Dude, it was like the whole stage was just filled up with amplifiers. In my eyes, as me growing up, being influenced by Zakk, he looked at me and was like, so how was the guitar? So I'm like, it'll be awesome. He's like,
yeah, he was.
Dude came out and freaking he did it for a different concert I was at too with him, but came out in like a Thor type thing. I think he had like a skirt on or something. Big boots, long hair. Dude just freaking spread eagle up on top of, like, his famous pose is he's like 6 feet wide with his legs with the guitar down in the middle, just freaking hair just flying. And my God, man, it's he
swings his head around and his hair comes all the way around, wraps around and covers his face, and he's just playing to beat hell.
Yeah, if you guys, any of you country fans out there, or any of you musicians that are starting playing guitar, you want to know what a definition of metal guitarist is, and why I'm nicely gonna say why I get it chubby when I sit there and I hear the dude play. I got raised up in music. I love the guitars. I love drums. I'm very hyperactive, so I get real attracted to things that are non-sexy, you know, things that keep my brain, you know, focused and all that stuff. I lack focus, so anything that's shiny, movable, hey, squirrel type stuff, I tend to focus on. And Zakk, man, that is the total package of freaking cool as hell, the most swagger, don't care, bullseye guitar. I don't even know how to explain it, man. He's in a league of his own. It's like someone told me, giving Thor a guitar. Instead of an axe, give him a guitar and just let him frickin' crank it to the 11. So some of you guys that want to learn guitars, just go look up Zakk Wylde, ZAKKWYLDE or something. I don't know, spelling's not my strong part, but the coolest fucking guitarist you ever see. The craziest motherfucker too.
Oh yes, by far.
But no, those are some of the funny stories. Obviously we have many crazy adventures. But yeah, no, we're just sitting here shooting the shit, looking at some scenery, having some fun. Obviously, like I said, we had some business ones where we talk strategy and stocks, all that stuff. And then look at, yeah, obviously we're both buddies, so you get past the business bullshit, we're still friends deep and through, so we'll still sit here and laugh and joke around and have some fun. So but yeah, no, thank you guys for listening to this episode. Once again, I'm Chad with C's Get Degrees. This is Jim Hickman of Hickman Buildings, Hickman
Building
Portfolios
Oh, you mean my
your other one. You got Hickman Building, which is his roofing company.
Yep. Then I have Hickman Holdings and Hickman Portfolios. Yep.
Yeah, so his brand, y'all, is just Hickman.
Yep.
Multiple umbrellas. So I would say once again, thank you for downloading this episode. Go visit iTunes today, and you know, go on the side, but keep it simple, guys. There's a little review button, so either you want to review me, give me a 5-star, that's cool. If you want, you know, say fuck Chad, give Jim a 5-star, that's cool.
Or vice versa.
You want to say it this way? I'm single, he's single, so all you ladies out there, if you want to just say, hey, Chad and Jim seem hot and talk hot and their voice is super sexy, put that in the comments. I don't care.
Awesome.
Give us both the 5-star. So you guys have fun. Have a good day. See you down the road. Peace.
Peace.